Amazon will begin to ditch Android for Vega operating system, and this is set to happen later this year. We've seen this back and forth for the past year or so. Late last year or mid last year, it was announced that early 2025, Amazon was going to start rolling out Vega onto their Fire TV sticks. We saw new devices coming out. We even seen Amazon push Android 14 to the Fire TV sticks, which kind of settled it for a lot of folks, including myself, which kind of just made it more clear that Amazon has long-term plans for Android if they're continuing to update their operating systems. However, new reports are saying that Amazon is still planning to ditch Android base for Fire TV later on this year. So we're going to jump into the details. We're going to read a little bit from 9to5 Google. Of course, I'll leave the full link to the article in the description. So it's been expected for a while now, but according to a new report, Amazon is set to do away with the Android Foundation for Fire TV streaming devices, with the replacement launching later this year. Now, first reported in 2023, Amazon has been working in the background on a new Vega operating system that would eventually replace Android on some of the company's key products, including the Fire TVs. So news on this matter have been quiet for some time now, but work has continued behind the scenes. So now Lopez reports, and we'll link that article as well. This is it right here. Lopez reports that Amazon is planning to introduce a new Fire TV OS platform later this year, with Android left by the wayside. The report claims that Amazon will release its first Fire TV streaming devices powered by its still unannounced Vega operating system later this year. Apparently, the device was supposed to launch in late 2024, which is what a lot of us were expecting. But Vega requires all new apps to be written to the platform, which has left Amazon courting major publishers to ensure important apps are in place. So that, I guess, kind of explains some of the delays, because like I said in the intro and earlier in the video, we did expect this to happen in 2025, at least early 2025. We've been talking about it for a while, but according to this source, this report seems like behind the scene, they're still making sure that the major applications will be covered on the new Vega operating system, which we know is Linux based. All right, so the news comes not long after documentation from Amazon Surface, which pointed to a new Android based Fire TV stick update for Fire TVs. Documentation led many to believe that Amazon wouldn't be proceeding with plans for Vega OS, but this latest report cites further job listing as well as information about apps that have been built by major publishers, all for the new platform. That's good to know. That really kind of wraps it up. If folks are writing new apps for Vega OS for your Fire Stick, then definitely something is in the work. It remains to be seen how the switch to Vega OS will be handled, but it's hard to imagine it would impact existing products, as swapping out an operating system on a product that customers actively use isn't a particularly easy feat. As such, it stands to reason that continued updates for existing devices could necessitate a newer Android version while the hardware makes a jump to Vega OS. But things are still pretty unclear for the moment. Smart TVs running Fire TV also add another set of possibilities there. So that's the report from 9to5 Google. Of course, I'll link that. Here's a report from Lopez, and I'll go ahead and link this in the description as well. This one's pretty short, so let me just run through it real quick. So Amazon pushes ahead with new Vega OS, plans to release the first non-Android streaming device this year. So Amazon continues to pursue a transition away from Android for its TV hardware. The company plans to release the first TV streaming devices powered by still unannounced Vega operating system later this year, and has been courting major publishers to bring their apps to the platform. I've been able to confirm with sources familiar with the company's plans, as well as through a number of leaks. Seems like the sources are reliable, not only by stuff that's leaking, but just sources that are kind of in the room with the company, kind of know what's going on. Then below that, it says that Amazon spokesperson declined to comment, of course, and it goes into some of the details about what Vega is and just some of the details that we talked about in the first article. So let me know in the comments section, do you believe that this is really going to happen? I think it's going to happen, and like I said, we reported on this last year, early this year, and all signs were pointing to early 2025, mid 2025, but it seems like they hit a snag and they had to push that back a little bit. So it looked like they're on track to making that jump later this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.